Hi, everybody. Oh, I need to get. I'm sort of there, sort of Nate. Not. Let's get YouTube up. How are you doing? My name's John Limcool. This is a live stream. It's YouTube, and I have some fun stuff to show you today. Once I get to the wrong page, so Chill Guitar. Yes, hello everybody. Oh my gosh. Hey, Les. Mad shout out to Les today already, just for the very start. Uh-oh, my camera is doing a weird thing in the video playback. Let's see if that gets better. What's going on with OBS? Let me see if OBS shows. I don't see any oh, yeah, it's doing a weird thing. Let's see here. Yeah, so have a good start to the live stream, right? My gosh. Test 1, 2. All right, camera come back on. We can go to this top-down view for the start. So this is the updated final version of Chill Guitar. And there's a whole bunch of added patches to it. And I am thrilled to get to show it to you once I get everything working like I expect it to work. Don't bring me down. No, 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 no. Ooh, ooh, ooh. My camera, there it is. Please don't be giving me any of those errors. Looks good. Good, okay. Hi, welcome. So it is live. Live is live, and that's just the way it is, right? You know, that's why we love to hang out every Saturday doing our thing here. So hello, everybody. Good to see you. So I am thrilled to get to show you the final version of Chill Guitar. Today is the last day you can pick it up at the crazy low price of $39. After tonight at midnight, Portland, Oregon time, it goes to $49. So you can save $10 right now. I run sales all the time, so if you don't get it now, you can get it in the future, of course. But now is a chance to save and get it while it's hot off the presses. So come to my website, PlugInGuru.com. Unify is at 1.6.2. And there's 182 patches now. The one that I released, I believe, had 128 patches when it first came out. So I've added 58 additional patches. I will show you them and show you how to use them. I also have a couple fun plugins to show you today, including I'll show you a little bit about Instant Composer. I can't show you the full deal because it's not functioning properly. I can't get it to authorize on this computer. Shane has the same problem with his Mac where it says no internet connection, which is kind of weird. But you know, that's hopefully they sort that out, right? I mean, they have it at this crazy price and all this stuff. I'm not that sold on it yet, but I haven't been able to call up the presets. I've only been able to hit random and have it make random things, and it sounds like random, right? And we know what random sounds like, and not usually very musical. All right, so to start with, I want to show you something really fun. I've heard this track quite a bit. It's a big hit, and back in my mind, I was like, that opening sounds so much like something from one of the Mega Magic libraries, and I don't know for sure which one it is, but using just the sounds inside of Unify, I was able to create a 2-layer using this Mega Magic Dream strings. And then I used a very pretty virus, which is also from Mega Magic Dreams. And together you have, sounds just like the record. They do a little glitchy stuff here and there, but, and then I have the bass and stuff, so you can, here we go. Right? Keep on my chords. Or play different chords. You can do whatever you want. Go to a different key. And then there's all sorts of fun things with this. I wanted to spend some time showing you guys what I did with the drum track. It's really fun. They have like a reverse shaker. So I took the hi-hat part. Let's just solo the drums for a second. And I changed it from hi-hat. I just transposed it here to find the shaker. I hit reverse. And then when I first hit reverse, the sample start, once you get the whole groove going, it seems a bit late. And so check this out. You can use the sample start adjust. See how it's off? So you can just move sample start. It moves later into the reverse part. So you have reverse, and then the open hi-hat that's reversed. That's actually a snare MIDI file. I just took the snare MIDI file, copied it, then I transposed it until it was the open hi-hat and hit reverse for it too. So you can do all sorts of fun things with these grooves when they're in the element forms like this. And then the guitar is just a small bit of it. I have it, I think, high pass filtered. So I got rid of most of this. So just a few notes would pop out, and I had it transposed to be playing in the right key. To give me to play E flat. That's what you hear from it. And then the bass, this dude right here is one of the 808 kicks from one of the drum kits. If you take a drum kit and you go down here, you can see all of the samples. You can choose just one of the samples. I chose number 72. I tuned it so it's in tune. And the way to tune something is to go over here, say empty layer, and you get a sine wave. And then you can go over here and right? Get it tuned the way you want. I added a noise element. This is the red paper worms. But soft, it just becomes like a noisy sample. So I wanted that. So all that together, you've got the track. Just playing, it's F minor second, actually F minor 9 because it's got the A flat in it, and then a B flat. That's let's invert it. Yeah, just a B7. Yeah, so over an E flat. And for the bass, you play E flat to F for the first time and then E flat to F sharp. So that it, okay? So I love stupid pet tricks. I love nailing things from records and stuff like that sometimes. So it's pretty fun to play with how this works. Yeah, so Taylor is typing away. So if you see replies, it's not me typing. I can come over here and say, hello. And it shows up the same, but Taylor's the one typing everything else because if I'm playing, I can't type at the same time. It's just not possible. All right, so this is one of the fun bonuses. Let me show you. I kind of went crazy. So there's more basses, of course, because I love bass. So there's a ton of basses. This is where it gets really interesting. These 10 rhythmics. I made 10 MIDI files that basically just played a rhythm. So if I play one note, Let's make it faster. I'm in Logic, so I'm going to say 95. Right? How's the level? You guys hear everything okay? Just want to make sure. So I played 10 different rhythm patterns. If we go to here, we can actually, let's open up MIDI box. I can actually cycle through the different patterns. So, and as you can see, because of what we got going on in Unify now, it shows up here the name of the rhythm, right? And then because of the wonderful capabilities of Unify, I can now put this to polytranspose, and all these MIDI files become really cool rhythmic things I can just, and so they go from kalimba dance Martin Acoustic, and each one of them has 2 layers hidden for if you want to kick in a hi-hat. You've got the delay controls here, reverb, and then there's 10 different ones. So there's bright unison, and because of the way Unify works, you can right click and say load just layer 1. It will load in. Now I have the guitar and the synth. Super, super useful for all sorts of music. Not all of it's bright. Dark rhythm, unison. This is one that's dark, but the mod wheel. So this library is far more than just guitar phrases. I really wanted to support it with a whole lot of stuff that takes it so that it's supported. It's not just samples, but it's samples plus support. This plays just every now and then. It's really sparse part. So if we like combine this with the dark unison, I'm just gonna load the instrument 1 layers and the Martin guitar, and let's say mute guitar and snap. Load all those. And I did something like this, and I called it kitchen sinks. I put 9 layers plus some drum parts down here at the end, so you can, and I pan them to different locations. Then when it's time for the chorus, turn on the last layer. So you can go all sorts of places just with these. Then I took those same MIDI files and I made basses. And I made 5 different ones. And then to make it all kind of crazy, if you go to Bpm Split up here, you'll see that there's 3 of them I did. It's so easy, guys, to just do this. You could say dark rhythm, go here to the notes, right click on C-2 and hit middle C, wherever you want the split to be. Then go down here to basses, right click, say load this into a new Unify layer. Click the low note, the C-2, and set that away. Actually, no, I'm sorry. We want just the top note because we want to set the bass to be in its own range, and I've now made it split. instantly writing music just right here. If you want, you can then turn on these two parts that are off because they're drums. Right? So you can make simple things like that. Now, I took it a little bit more carried away. I added the guitar phrases to them, and there's 3 of them here. There's Cabana Get Down. Let's look at here what the original tempo was. Supposed to be 95. Okay. Reference was 100. So let's go over here to 100. I'm in Logic running this. So these are more blown out of basses and split concept with guitars layered. Why is my microphone so sibilant and bright? Let me do this here. EQ. And let's turn on the high pass filter. I'm gonna high pass filter my voice so I can't get sibilant. There, that's better. Okay, so check this out. This is everything going on basically. So you have a and if you want to hear the guitar, it's right here. I have it doing like a rhythmic. Kind of like a shaker. And what's fun with this is you can open Guru Sampler and just go through this list and see which one has kind of like this. I love things where there's like mysterious weird notes that pop up in your track and it's like, I didn't expect that, you know? This gives you a chance to do that kind of stuff with samples. Right? And there's 3. There's Hip Reggae Man. This was at 90 beats per minute. So let's double click here, say 90. No, Taylor, you didn't get her email. I got an email from Daniela. She sent it to me. Yeah, Daniela, you sent that to my personal email address, not to the Unify email address. So Taylor hasn't seen it. She was asking about using the keys inside of Unify to trigger. And you can do that. Just use the mouse. Hold down. I have a sustain pedal, so I can. Play with the mouse. Right? So you can do that if you want. So yeah, Taylor didn't see that email. So you can do that. Anyway, so this is the reggae one. And what's fun with this, check out Guru Sampler. I'm using amp LFO and I have the LFO being quiet until it does just a little blip on the upbeats. So it's only gonna play a little bit of the sample. Yeah, let's stay on subject. Let's try not to go off topic of what I'm trying to explain. I get concerned sometimes you guys start talking about things in the chat that divert people's attention from what we're trying to cover. So let's try to avoid that if we can, because I want to make sure everybody that has Unify understands what's going on. And there's some fun tricks I want to share. And if I look over and it's you guys are talking about something else, guten Abend, good to see you, Zian Samurai. Welcome. Hey, so anyway, so this is kind of fun because the guitar is just being used. Just ignore us. Okay. Well, that's why Taylor is here. Taylor has got his eyes on you guys. So it's all good. It's all good. Yeah. It's like there's like 2 events happening at once sometimes. So now you can go to the guitar. I'll show you how to set this up. It's really easy to set up rhythmic LFO things by going over, clicking. When you set the shape to custom, you now can open up the editor and go to presets, and you click this, and there's these numbered pulse presets. And if you say 4 steps down, it makes a pulse, right? And at this point, you can start clicking and dragging. I can make this a little laid if I want to be a little bit, right? And the curvature really makes the difference of how it's going to feel. So you can do all sorts of fun things. And then as you go through the different samples, you get all sorts of cool rhythmic stuff that you don't expect. And then I'm using Noise Box and Filter Max because, let's see, we're not even at the, so we're at 90, I think I have to be at 85 for the guitar phrases. Oh, this is the hundreds. So let's go over here to 100 beats per minute. So this is D minor. Some of them don't sound very clear, but Noisebox is doing, there's one of our filter types of distortion is called quantize. And as you bring this, let's see, I'm high pass filtering. Here's without it, right? Then as I bring up quantize, you start to get all sorts of weird. Up here, it just starts to only grab like small bits that it hit a certain threshold, and then you can use high pass filtering. To get exactly the amount that you want of the sample to go through. So you can do all sorts of fun tricks with right? So fun things like that. Then Road Trip was also at 100 beats per minute, and another one of those that's rhythmic, but this one has a pad layered on top of it. The top half is just ooh. Right, so those are in here. On top of all this stuff, I added a whole bunch of additional drum grooves. So that means you can go to, let's go to the guitar phrases themselves. We're at 100 beats per minute, so 100 beats per minute. Go to all these drum grooves. I'd suggest to right click on a BPM drum and say load into a new Unify layer. Might need to turn down the guitar just a little bit. We'll do it over here with the knobs because there's a knob for guitar volume. And because I set this up as a Unify layer inside of Unify, I can double click this and now change to any other drum groove. I can. Right? So that way I can get exactly, if you need more 4x4, there's some 4x4 grooves here. Right? So you got all sorts of places. Experience E. Can we use single patches like the A64 Monster from our songs in other DAWs? Sure. I mean, you can call up that patch in any DAW. Just go Unify Standard Library. Any patch you see here, Unify works anywhere. So I don't know if that's what you were meaning by that question. But if I go over here to lead, you have to have Unify, of course, but here's 64 Monster and can we use single patches like the 64 Monster from our songs in other DAWs? Yes. If it's from one song to another and you need to hit copy in the plugin state, so then you can go to another song, load it, and paste it. I don't understand more than that experience. There's no copyright issues with using any patches if you own a license, then you're free to use any of the stuff, any of this content that I have created. If it shows up on a pop song on radio, nobody's going to come trying to get money from you. You own a license to use it in any kind of music productions you want. So if you use 100 Eternal Sunshine and it's got, FM minor, you still have to play the bass, the chords. These guitar samples are created by a company called Sample God, and I have written approval and proof that they are 100% original, ready to use in any production. Just don't solo them by itself like this, and then like, if you use that for the beginning of a song, yes, of course, but I mean, yeah. We don't have copyright. I understand some of you people, especially in Europe, copyright is a big deal. And as long as you own a license to any of the libraries I've created, then you have complete permission to use any of the content in any of these libraries. It's provided to you when you buy the library in any kind of professional music or amateur music application, and there's no additional license fees. I don't say you have to give me credit. If you do, cool, thank you. But you're free to use any of this content in any way that you want. That's what it's for. It's not, I would never do it like tease and like, okay, and then you have to write me and we got to work out our contract because this is going to be on some big record. No, use it. I would love to hear this on some big record because then I can say, hey, this was used on this big record. And a whole bunch of other customers will be really happy and come and get it. So totally legal. This is all legal content. Love blueberries, man. Love blueberries. All right, continuing on. So it's all the drum grooves, the guitars, the chords, the basses. Somebody asked me to show in the live stream how to do basses with glide. And we can do that actually with just even the standard library basses, right? Let's choose maybe a NATO bass. And we want this to glide like you hear on the radio a lot. Yeah, the performances, everything that's coming out of Unify is due to MIDI files that are included with the libraries. They're created by me, and I am telling you, you have 100% permission to use them in anything that you do, as long as you bought the library from me. And if you don't, then it's just bad karma, because I'm not going to go trying to sue you or anything like that. I don't work that way, but it's karma on your spirit for the rest of your life if you steal from someone like that. So don't do that. We make these libraries really affordable so everybody can buy them and enjoy them, and they can be used in big productions and small productions. And I've been doing this for so many years. I don't even care about credit on records and stuff like that. I'm on so many albums and films and all that stuff. It's not a big deal to me. All right, so the first thing to do, let's call up Hollow. I'm distorting my mic. I've got a new preamp that I'm using here because my Apollo interface is on the fritz. So I'm having to adjust the levels on it to get it to be just the way I want it to be. So if I haven't bought Unify yet and don't own this because the 64 Monster is in the demo library, yeah, you're free to use it. It's a free demo. Again, I've never sued anybody over anything. So I'm not going to start doing that now. I live based on karma. I give you guys all the karma that I have by being here every Saturday. I give as much good karma forward as I can. I'm a positive person. Hopefully you guys respect and do the same. That's all I can ask. But what I create, you're free to use in any creative environment you come up with. And hopefully when you can and you get successful, you will buy Unify and stuff. So anyway, so call up Hollow. Just say we want to do a glidey bass, right? So it's layer 1 is the bass. Layer 2 is a hidden sub. If you want a little bit more low end. But if you double click Guru Sampler Layer 1, this is the bass we're hearing. Just set it to mono legato and then bring up glide. Let me kill the microphone so you can hear what it's doing. You can also use pitch bend, and we let pitch bend go radical. So if you want the pitch bend down to go 3 octaves down or up 3 octaves. So you can do that too. Right? So all that works. Right? So you can now, this is a sample that fades out. Notice it fades out when I play a note and hold it. Even if I set this all the way in sustain, I did loop it. So if you look at the sample list, you can call up 02 loop. And there's a little bit more of a because it's such a short decaying thing, I couldn't get it to be a totally seamless loop. Get up here, you get a goat. But down here, and now you could glide and sustain and hold the notes, right? Okay, so that's how you get glided bass. It's that simple. Just call up a bass, set it mono legato and Guru sampler, and bring up glide to the. We have it set so if you play short and staccato, in other words, if I play a note, here, let's get. If I let off and I play the next note, it jumps. The only time you'll hear the glide is when you play a note, keep that note held down, and play another note. So you learn your techniques of when to play staccato. And you can get a varied amount of glide or no glide depending on how you play. So that's where keys and not a mouse. You can't do that kind of stuff with the mouse because you can't trigger 2 points at the same time. Can't do that with a mouse. So now you can get sued and you can get blocked on YouTube if they pick up on the song recognized as being a song that's a copywritten song. That's a whole different issue. So if you try to make a song that sounds just like another song that's been copied. In fact, I've had problems where quite often there's a couple people I hire to do demo songs they do demo songs for me, and then they put them into their music library and they show up on YouTube and they will come and block my demo video for monetizing because they say that I'm not got the licensing for that. So I have to issue a challenge and say I hired Bob. Ditas is a person, quite often it's the case, because his music is, if you look Manfighter music, you'll find his music everywhere. I just say, you know, no, I hired him originally to make the song before it showed up in your library, actually. And so they released the claim on it. So you can challenge if you have a basis for a claim like that. So hopefully that will help you out. Just don't copy some song. I mean, I'm probably not going to monetize this because I did a little bit of a Doja Cat track for a minute, right? Anyway, let's get back to this for our guitar phrases. The basses, the BPM stuff, all of the drums. There's 70 drum patterns now to play with. There's even more BPM split stuff. We did Gentle Waters. Remember that? We did that last week here in the live stream. 75 is the tempo. So we So that was one that we created. Really cool keyboard sound. And you see that's just one Unify layer. You open this up and it's actually 5 layers, 5 different plugins. Okay, there's the Kalimbavilles, the vocoder stuff is there. Chill pads, I added a couple more chill pads. We've got the Need the Joja, so you've got the uh-oh. I set it just for the top range. If you get this and you want to use it for the whole keyboard, I apologize, but you'll need to set the low note ranges down. So oh my gosh. There's always something. You always forget something. Okay, so that is there. The 4 drum kits, I spent a lot of time working on the drum kits. So when you, if you go up here and you go to the file loaded, it's Drum Thriller. It should call this up, right? So it should be calling this up. DTT down. This is the down tempo thriller kit, right? So DTT. Hey, another bug. Cool. But let's see, did I fix it for other one? All right, I didn't fix it for any of those. Yikes. Okay. There's a couple other guitar things I added. All the chill phrases, I added some things up here, including like wah and distortion. So if you want to call them up distorted instead of clean, you can. Where can we change the chords which are displayed? For example, you're currently using. So when you go to, there's one right here called One Phrase, which is set up to let you cycle through the chords. What this is doing, let me explain, is calling up the chord progression in the sample that you're going to hear when you play a note. right? And if I was at 85 instead of 75 beats per minute, then it would cycle. If I spin this to another phrase, it's a different sample. This sample has F minor to E flat. So you know what to play. So I could go up here to General Waters, right click, say load into new Unify, and now I know I can play an F minor. And then I guess I would probably set the guitar phrase down low, set the bottom note of the piano, be C sharp 1. You could turn on latch mode, and I can play. Right? And if I spin, it could be D minor. I know what the chord progression is going to be. This is a feature that we added in Unify 1.6. It's not like you can now. If you want to modify what's being displayed, if you think it's the wrong chords or if you want different information, you can change that. Right click, reveal in the Finder. Here is the library, and go up one layer to here to the media folder. And here are the text files that Unify is referring to. If you go to the chords for Chill Guitar Phrases right here, boom, it's all 61 with the name that displays. And I went back and forth with how I should display the names and all that kind of stuff, and what, I did my best on the chords so that it would be helpful. And then for the rhythm stacks, they have their names. The drum grooves have their names as well. And yeah, so that's what the chords are showing you, is what's going on in the sample. So if you spin this and it says F, G, A, that means I know what to play. Right? So I know what to play because it tells me. I just got tired. All these people that do phrase libraries and the sample names are the wrong key, and there's no information beyond that for the most part. It's just showing you a text file that I created based on listening to the guitar chord going. So that way it helps me and helps you know what to play. Like this G5, which means there's no thirds, so it's just. Now, even though it's open G, there's a little bit of the minor because it goes right to a B flat. If it was major, it'd be to B. So you could play minor. Right? So that's the reason behind all this stuff that's going on, is to give you some information. And I wanted to show you, check this out. Let's close Unify for a second. I'm working on the follow-up library of new phrases. And this is what it looks like in the work stage where I am right now. These are all phrases. I bought the exclusive rights to this library. Nobody else has these samples anywhere. And I could let's unmute this one here. Make sure everything else is off, and I can play it. Oh, wait, let's see. Let me kill my drums. Make sure nothing else is going to play along with this. Now you see that it says 128. It was originally 128 beats per minute. So let's say 125. Because of the way I have this configured in Logic, it's actually following tempo for the audio. I wish I had this in Unify. I don't. And some of these in this library versus Chill Guitar, where it's just one phrase, 61 different phrases, a lot of these have complementary follow-ups. The recordings went on in some cases, like this one here. Oh, this is one that's supposed to be slower. I think it says 173. 173 divided in half is like, let's say 85. So this will be a sample, synth, bass, everything. It's really cool. Smaller breakdowns. Really nice. Smaller breakdowns. So that's a different library. This will probably be out before the end of the year. So there's that one. There's all of these. Now the ones that are green are keepers. The ones in yellow, I wasn't sure about. The ones in blue, I haven't done yet. And I can show you how I make them work. So you basically call it up and play it. This is 125. So go 125. Now this is it's halftime, right? So what I'm gonna do is you come over here, and I now turn off the liquid audio, the phraseology tape technology. But what I want to do, I'm going to turn it off, and instead of 125, I'm going to set it to 125 and a half is 62.5, right? And these become half size because we're slower. Get them back into shape. Now I turned on liquid, so now they're back locked. And it didn't do it right, but when I when I do it and it does it the way I'm supposed to do it, it will lock it at 62. Let's see. So if I open this up, I need to see more information here, obviously, because it's not showing me what's going on. Give me my splitter. Where's my splitter? There you are. So I go like this. Flex. Undo. Anyway, so that's it's tricky how you get it to work. 115. I'll show you a couple other ones. Right? So that might be cool. I haven't colored it green yet, but basically once I've done this, they're all tempo locked, so that even though this says 143, and I think it's supposed to be actually like 70. Right? I can now go in, I can make markers and move the timing of things if things aren't right timing wise, so it's locked. I figure out the chords, and then I have to render all these out at different tempos. So I don't know how I'm going to do this one because this is a bigger library than 61 samples already, as you can see. So anyway, that's in the works for the future. So this concept with Unify playing phrases, I really love it. I think it's a fun thing to do, and I love having this added information. So I'm going to continue with supporting this associate of mine in Germany with Sample God has all sorts of really, really, really cool audio files that we can work with in Unify to get this sort of thing where. Now that's not going to play quite right because this is at 85. The other thing I wanted to show in this, this patch is called 85, right? If you want to play at a different tempo, you open Guru Sampler, and where it says 85 Moody Chill Guitar Phrases, if you click here, you can choose a different sample map at 7 different possible tempos. So if I wanted to write a song at 120 beats per minute, then I would select that. And then I go to my DAW and I would double click and make sure that I put 120 BPM into the DAW. And now when I go over here and move between this, it's now at 120 beats per minute. If I go over here and then add drums and something to this, let's say we want to add a drum groove. So let's say add new romance. Let's load it as a Unify layer in case I change my mind. And I'm going to right click on the high note and say only play to C. And then I need to go over here and say latch, mono latch, and turn it on. So now and for some reason, let's say set this to latch mode. And now it works. So make sure there's a couple things. We have a special latch mode for it to synchronize up multiple latch layers. Start the clock properly. I did find out one issue. If you use the mouse on the keys and you play, they will go out of time because that doesn't trigger the clock. So it's only by MIDI keys that you can get the clock to start. If you're using this virtual keys, there's a bug right now where that will not. We might be able to get a fix for that. I don't know. We're not really planning on doing Unified development was to be stopped and be done, but we found a few small things. So maybe we can do a maintenance that fixes a few of these things that we've found. Because if you're using a mouse to trigger this, it does not start the clock. And it will go out of sync. So just be aware of that cool feature. There. Right? I think it's F sharp. Boy, all these things I'm finding. Anyway, really, really fun stuff. We're having a good time. And it just, trying to find different ways of presenting inspiring content to you guys is what it's all about. So let's see. Okay, yeah, you guys are having a little German conversation over here. Okay. I'm gonna ignore what's going on over there. Next up, I wanted to show any questions. If you have any questions written in English so I can read them, I will answer. Hey, Derek, welcome. Good to see you. Welcome to everybody that's here. There's a number of plugins I want to show you guys. To start with, there's a really cool free synthesizer from Full Bucket Music. fullbucketmusic.de, or is it just fullbucket.de? Might be, yeah. fullbucket.de is the website to go to if you would like to play this. Thank you, Lowell. Appreciate. It's very kind. Let's go to view. I don't want to show the top thingy here. So as you can see, he's got all sorts of stuff. Go to VST audio unit. The latest is FB 7999. It's a take on the DW8000, DW6000 from Korg, which when I started working in a music store was one of the synthesizers I sold a lot of. Let's call it up here. It's kind of fun because we can layer it and do all sorts of fun things. So go all into your instruments, full bucket music right here, and FBs. If you don't have, he's got so many synths. They're all free. They all have cool personalities. I remember these sounds quite well. Now, he has done it in an old school way where the keypad calls up the bank and the patch number, just like an old synth, although he didn't do 2 rows, which would have been helpful. Say I want to go to the 6th bank, I can now hit bank hold, and now this changes the 2nd number. And you've got a filter. Nice filter. Delay. There's all sorts of things. Does he have a, sounds like there's a chorus. Effect, mod frequency. Oh, he's just got the time really short. So he's using this as a delay. If you bring a delay in short enough, it becomes a chorus. Let's get the frequency. So, yeah. If you go over here and type in the numbers like this, you're calling up the parameter names so that this slider now works for changing the parameter. So if I wanted the filter cutoff, I could go 31. I can also just click this. And when I click this, click the little number dots, it goes to the number for the parameter. So it has the patches and the vibe of a very vintage 90s Korg synthesizer. It's really nice. So if you go over here and set a parameter, you go back to program. Now, really, really cool stuff. And it's free. All of his synthesizers. You look at this list and it's kind of a no-brainer to go down the list. And I think he has a donation option, so you can donate to his cause and stuff like that. But he has all sorts of great synths. Really, really good stuff. Very inspiring. So that's the latest. And I thought it was pretty cool and wanted to point it out to you guys. So okay, well. Okay, so that is a very cool free synthesizer. Our friends at Baby Audio have created a really cool new plugin I wanted to show you guys. Baby Audio TAIP. And this is one that's really cool. Let's show this on maybe a drum groove. So let's go over here, get some sort of a chilling drum groove. And then let's put this on the whole output stage. So we go audio effects, Baby Audio TAIP. And this is a simulation of TAIP. And when I run, there's something since I updated this computer, the graphics aren't working as expected. Let's see, if I was to call this up, I think inside of Logic. Let's try this. Let's turn off TAIP here. I'm going to turn on TAIP from inside of Logic and see if I can get the animations to work right. Because for some reason, let's see. This was Baby Audio TAIP stereo. Oh, you know what? Maybe the transport has to be working. So let's see. MIDI, quick stop. Maybe now it works. I think it's, huh. Let's see what's going on. Because it's supposed to be cycling animated visuals, which is cool. So if I have this going, yeah, it's, since I'm in a DAW, my sequencer needs to be playing. It's actually cool. If I call this up, here, let's do this for a second. Let's mute this track inside of Logic. And let me call up Unify standalone, because check this out. It speeds up and slows down in standalone when it gets audio. It's kind of fun. So let's go back to the Chill GTR Phrases. I believe I have, where you guys are going to still hear this. I think everything's routed properly. So I can go over here, go guitar, drums. Let's get some sort of a, and then go to the output, go over here to all audio effects, baby audio, tape. Let's turn off MIDI latch to quick start, stop. Why isn't this, oh, don't follow host. I'm in standalone Unify, so this is perplexing to me, because what is going on that's making it not normally? There, now it's, if I call up tape, just got to show you the tape spinning around. It's kind of cool. So since it's playing, okay, so let me zoom in the view so you can see this a little bit better. You can click right here to bypass. It's very subtle where it starts, but as you go through the presets, there's all sorts of different variations. And if we go to start here, do they have, I don't know if they have an init. They have. The glue is especially cool. Give you that cohesive, like the glue compressor. There's noise. Where they don't have an input control, but they have an input between normal and hot, so you can hit it a little hotter for a little more overdrive. Presence. A lot of times with a lot of these grooves, to really make this fit into a lo-fi track, for example, you'd want to go in baby audio, tape. It's very nice to take down this presence. Just makes it softer and smoother, which is very nice. You do have a mix between 100% and 0. So here's original. So if you need it all whacked out, it sounds really nice. And the animation you also have over here where you can have white background, gray or black. If I hit play, now you get the animation, so you see what it looks like. So that is Baby Audio Tape. This works really well in conjunction with one of their other plugins I wanted to show you, Super VHS. You can get really cool between the two working. And then in this case, I take Loud Max and click and drag it so that it's still the last step of the chain, so that way it protects it from going over 0 dB. Even if I'm hitting this really hard, Loud Max does a great job of just making it sound nice. There's no distortion in it. And then you can bring down actually the headroom. Right? So this can become this really easy. And when you do this type of stuff, a really cool tip is to go to the drums and shorten the decay. Like that snare, I think it's got reverb on it. Feel the reverb. Maybe not. Maybe make it just shorter. Go to the hi-hats, make them shorter. Boy, that VHS noise is great. This is actually doing bit resolution. And then the magic is right here. It does a cool stereo chorus, which is great, especially on pads, stuff like that. VHS, Super VHS is very, very, very cool. So if you don't have Baby Audio stuff, consider their tools are great. To go from that to that with just 2 sliders is really nice. Okay, so they are very, very cool effects. I appreciate our friends at Baby Audio that send these to me to show you guys. So there you go. Also, Cherry Audio, out of nowhere, surprised everybody today. Actually, a couple of days ago with a new effect I wanted to show you guys. This is from Cherry Audio. This is their Stardust 201 tape echo. Right? I mean, it's funky. It's got that. You have reverb that's super cheesy, but you have the different head configurations. Intensity is like feedback. So if you use this along with Super VHS, now you're into like super mangled tape emulation. So all that from the original groove. So it's really, really fun to have these types of effects. They're super affordable. I think, let's see here. Let's go to their websites so I can get you guys in that direction. So the Baby Audio plugins is right here, babyodd.io. Very cute how they're using the IO as part of the name. And TAIP. And I believe they have it at some crazy, yes, $39 instead of $69 right now. So that's great. And then Cherry Audio is right here, and they have the Stardust 201 tape echo, which can go all sorts of cool places for $19. So it's pretty much a no-brainer for getting. There's a ton of presets. And instead of drums, let me do this. Go init with just a sine wave, and then add the, let's see here, Cherry. Even on a sine wave. It's really, really nice. You can go through the presets, you'll hear a little bit more of a. Even on a sine wave, it's just a very slow chorus on that one. Let's call up a different kind of a sound. Let's say that we put a brighter content, like a sawtooth. Go Guru sampler. So you can hear the frequency of it. It's got this really, really nice, let's see how to make the presets go away. Just click this again. You have these tone controls, even all the way up. It's still an old machine. You can say echo only. So it has that really, really cool retro. In comparison, most delays are really, really bright, like a mirror image of itself. This is the opposite. You cannot, from what I've been able to tell, I have not been able to get the echoes to sound like the original. So this is that type of cool, vibey echo that we all want to use on our tracks. And it's really nice. You can also turn off the directs, you just get the delays. They don't have a mix. It's either 100% or 0%. So and it just turns everything into beautiful 90s Stardust. So yeah, what are you not gonna love about that, right? So anyway, I hope those get you guys thinking. That's very nostalgic. Could you do a quick explanation on loud max, the upper and lower sliders? Sure. So let's call up a drum groove. Okay, here's loud max. Let me zoom in so you can see all of its wonderful 2-slider goodness. Let's super zoom. Oh shoot. I just messed up OBS. What do I do if I do that? I've got to probably say Mac display, go away, and then add the Mac display again. Display, capture. Okay, there. I shrunk it so small that I couldn't grab it anymore. So loud max, let me zoom this. Zoom. Just got to keep this on screen so I can click here and zoom. All right, so there's loud max, and let's put this underneath there. Open OBS. Would like to do. I really don't want to do this right now, but okay. OBS, you have permission. There you go. So what this has is 2 sliders, right? The bottom slider is the threshold for the actual output level. So if I bring this down, see my mixing. Oh, wait, you can't see it. So let's go like this. See the red output. It's in the red a little bit. If I bring this down, I'm controlling the maximum output allowed. All the way up at 0 means it goes 0 dB. And then threshold, this is the one that brings up the body and makes it huge. So as I bring this up, you'll hear, you notice more reverb. And the algorithm is so freaking good that you can have this like completely at 30 dB. And it's bringing everything up to a level now where instead of it being like poppy, like the transients, it merges it all more together, but you still feel the transients. So for basses, you got to be careful with bass. You can overdrive if you get too hot. Listen for distortion, stuff like that. But it does a really good job. I I recommend get LoudMax for free. We host it for Thomas. Let's see, Thomas Munt. Go Thomas Munt, download right here. You can find it at Plugins for free. Other places. This actually links to our website. We build the installers and stuff for Thomas. But this is a free plugin you can use in your DAW, so you don't. It's just great, really, really cool. And it's inside of Unify. I put on the output of everything all the time. So, yeah. On my 65-inch TV, oh sweet. I have like a 50, and I want to get to a 60. I have a IKEA thingy that's got room for a bigger TV. One of these days, I'll get a bigger TV, but it's sufficient for now. I'm happy with it, so I'm not going to complain. Okay, so let me get this to be shrunk back down to where we see all of Unify in its beautiful glory, right there, and then right here we can click and drag there, and then go over this way just a little bit. Perfect. All right. So that was the main stuff I wanted to show in the live stream. Is there any other questions? I'm really happy to see some questions from you guys that are fun. In my mixes, it's the last plugin on the MaxBus. Yeah. LoudMax is just, and he's been updating it from time to time as he like improves knowledge on how to do the brick wall limiting that it's doing and stuff. It's wonderful. So we're thrilled and honored that Thomas allows us to include it with Unify, along with the other plugins that other companies have graciously allowed us to include with Unify. Makes it really, really fun to have them available. So when I'm making a bass sound, when I got to making some of these TB303 patches and stuff, having OBXD you get really great. Now, if you want this to glide, what you would do is you would set it to one voice and then bring it glide. So you do all that kind of fun stuff. Really, really cool. But yeah, it's nice to have these and say, oh, what if we added from layers? Let's go to instruments. Let's add a Guru sampler bass, like maybe a resonant bow. So boom. And let's add something else, go layer. These are the fun parts. This is the under layer. You can say new empty layer. So I could say new empty instrument layer. And by doing that, I can now go to all my plugins that I've scanned. And I could say, oh, let's go to native instruments, massive, and say load that. And now I've added massive to my bass sound. Takes it a second to preload the assets for it. Have you thought about making an advanced synthesis book? Thought about it, but let's see. I really love video. I don't read books myself a lot. I'm a video fed person, which is why YouTube is my medium of choice, because I can show you and I can explain it. I buy these synthesis magazines where they say, here's how to make a mono glide bass. And it's 32 little square cells that you can barely read, detailing the steps that I can show you in 30 seconds. So I don't think I'm gonna make a book anytime soon. I've got 300-400 videos on YouTube talking about programming, synthesis, the basics. You know, I've broken it down. If you go back and look past videos I've made, I've broken down pretty much all the components of synthesis and done my basic programming philosophy on it. Yeah, video works so much better. Make a video course. Yeah, I like just hanging with you guys and you ask questions and I answer them exactly what you want. Uh, Video course is basically a lot of times like a video owner's manual, and they're helpful. And the people that do those, I have a number of friends that do those. God bless them. To do a really good video course is an awful lot of work. And I'd rather take that energy and make new sounds. So um, I'm into making sounds, you know. Oh yeah, yeah, only $95. I don't know, maybe someday. I mean, if you guys saw the list of libraries that I have in the works, it's insane. I love it. It's like looking into the distance and there's like all these airplanes waiting to land. And they're really cool airplanes. Let me show you the next library that is going to be coming out in a couple weeks. I can maybe even show it to you here. This is from our friends at Particular Sound. It's actually going to be sold through my website. It's going to be protected with licensing, all that stuff. Nothing but plucks. Unbelievable. Show us an airplane. Here's one of the airplanes about to land. Planet Pluck. And check this out. This is an almost final version of it. Look at this. This is all pluck. BPM ARPs, BPM singles, BPM single rhythmic elements. I mean, it goes on forever and ever. There's chords, there's pads, there's plucks that are made from layers. And then below that are all the 100 multi-sampled instruments, actually 107 that are used for this library. And these are insanely great. Let me show you this way. Let's go Guru Sampler, go PSP Planet Pluck. Look at all of these. These are all highly multi-sampled, like amazing number of samples. There's 1,400 samples in the library. So if you go modeled guitar, this multi-sound has all these samples. And the samples are just golden. This is an incredible library. Let me just make it sound a little, let's do it this way. Let's play the actual basic sound. So let's start with number 1. Happy Bells. You can never have enough plucks, especially when they're things like this. It's insane. So I don't know if I don't know if Frank Neumann is here right now, but his library, this library, so just so you know, Frank Neumann, who is Particular Sound, he has a partner he works with. He does sound design part-time because he hasn't gotten to the point where it can be a full-time supporting him. So I'm thrilled to have this chance to release a library, get it to a bigger audience, get it to you guys so you can eat it up. He can earn some really respectful money for making these sounds. This is just the basic samples with nothing. This is just the basic samples, man. Actually one of the diamond libraries for the year for me. I'm really excited for this. He's been working on it for a while. There's these really cool reverse things. Cool. just unbelievable. There's dream pianos. Kalimba clouds. So this will be out within the next probably 2 weeks. And that's great. Hey, Don, good to see you there. And what's fun, of course, is that you can simply right-click, load, let's load 4 of these into Unify just for fun. Let's go down here and say like Stray Light Crowd. These are really cool. And now we have 4 sounds, and hold down the Option, bring it down like 7 dB. And then if you go up here, let me show you a little bit more about this, just for fun. We've got a few minutes left. There's all the plucks, which are like modeled and layered and all that kind of stuff. There's that. You go to all the pads. These are just beautiful stuff. This is for the just insane. Isn't that beautiful? And then there's all sorts of chords for just playing. Lost Way. Goes great with the chill guitar and the drum kits from chill guitar and stuff like that. All these rhythmic things are super cool. A lot of acoustic instruments in this library. I'm really excited because I don't have anything like this that I've been working on. I've been in a garage in Portland at 1 in the morning hitting buckets. So there's vibes. He done a great job of use of both MIDI box and Blue ARP in this library. So take that, combine it with a couple other ones of these. Isn't that incredible? I mean, I am so excited for this to come to you guys. Can't wait. Then take this, put a BPM pad with it at the same time. Let's go over here, BPM Chill Pad, number 2. Turn it down a little bit. Let's go to BPM drums. And if it's not the right drum groove, because it's a Unify layer, I just have to open it up, try something else. I love these half times chill, like half a chill. And I want that snare to be bigger. So all you have to do is say duplicate the layer and then solo that layer for the snare and transpose to find a different sample. Let's make it full length. And then chorus lets you tune it. let's take that. Let's add the Dragonfly Hall. There, that should be pretty epic. So, I'm thrilled. I can't wait. So, Planet Pluck is on its way. It should be here by the middle of the month. So, it works with everybody else, which is just the most beautiful thing in the world. We could go to Zebra 2, go to BPM Synth, and say load this in as a new Unify layer. And now we've added Zebra. Right? Just, oh, I should point out Dystopian Reigns. Our friend Jason is here with RMS, and this is a super cool library that's available right now. Oh, I'm glad I remembered and saw that. Rocky Mountain Sounds. Check this out. I'll just show this to you really shortly. This is a wonderful library that's been Unify enhanced and just released by Jason. It's right here. It's really cool for you guys doing cinematic things where you need really cool drum, percussion, weird, moody stuff. It is just unbelievably cool. So let's go. Dystopian Reigns. Oh boy. Jason, what's some of your favorites? I'm going to start with the Ambiences. I love these. These are multis where, talk about going a whole different place for a minute, but this, you got to know about this. If you have Omnisphere, this is a library for Omnisphere. And then he has made all sorts of really cool, all the Z stuff at the bottom, these all bonus textures that are only found in Unify. He went crazy. Aren't these cool? Really cool keyboards, Dystopian Kalimbas. It will work very nicely with Planet Pluck. But there's all these really cool rain. I love these. Jason, you really did great on this, man. Isn't that beautiful? There's environmental textures. All of these are just beautiful. And these only exist in Unify because he's using multiple Omnisphere layers to make these. All the stuff that's here, that's the text. These are all textures. He was in a lot of rainstorms. Nuclear fallout. Sounds super cold, Alan. Yeah, Unify made it a better library. It's really cool because it's been enhanced with so much additional stuff. Beyond these just single patches and stuff like that. What's fun is I could say I want to add stormy plains, and I want to use somber and disturb. And now, what's fun with Unify, guys, is that every patch that everybody makes, you can save them in Unify format. So now you can make your own combinations. When you buy a library, you know, we take our time to make combinations. But to be able to just go right like this and say, I want to load this and this and this and see what you get is just super empowering to you. You get to make your own things that nobody else has made. You're not just using presets that everybody else has had. Presets become kind of Lego blocks, right? So you have the ability. That's so cool, the wind and crack. Listen to these wind and creaks. It's like, what would that sound like with something from Zebra 2? So you go down here to the pads. Because we organize everything by categories so it's easy to find. Luckily, I have it so I can go over here and... now we're getting somewhere. Turn down our whole volume just a little bit. Let's try something else from Zebra 2. Canned it. Load it into a Unify layer. Oh! Then go to Dystopian Rains. All these big drum things that he had here that we were playing, these Bpm Split things. I just made this really cool thing with Omnisphere, Zebra. Let's get Unify into this. Let's go to Cloud City. Let's go to BPM Perk to the WP kits. These are the World Percussion kits. So I can say load this into Unify, no pitch shift, and let's go to here, single shakers. Let's load a plastic shaker and an eggshell shaker and pan those left and right. And let's go over here to pads. Add a pad to this as a new Unify layer. Now, since the pad needs to be kind of a priority, you can hold down Option and turn down 8 layers, just like this, and then double click to bring that back to 0 dB. Let's add purity in the clouds. Maybe, let's see. I don't want that one to play down that low. It gets a little tonky. Stop right here. So you just right click on C, on the low C-2 and say stop there. So. It's so flexible and fun to have all of these Lego pieces to play with. So yeah, King Kong Island. I need to get like hammers or something like that in this stuff like that. Yeah, we need to block you, dude. Sorry. Remove that. Port. We don't need any webcam girls in here. Remove. All right. Yeah, it's worth it just for what, you know, whatever plugins you own and patches, you can do more with them. If you have 128 patches, now you can layer those patches in really cool ways in Unify. So we love Unify. There's nothing else quite like it. So, oh, good sound design tip. Frying eggs for rain. So again, Dystopian Rains is out now. Night Rains Trilogy. I gotta hear these. As you can see, he's using the fades to get different. Painful memories, textures. There's a pad in here I played. Let's see where. Where's the one that's going through harmonics? I played it. I was like, oh my gosh, that is such a cool sound. Then there's these scenes. So if you're in cinema, wow, there's so much here to work with just in this library. So cool stuff. But there's this one pad. I don't remember. Scenes. Where are my demo songs? Oh, I see. Oh, scenes where your demo songs. I got it. Yeah, you just make those and then play. Of course. Yes. Yeah. One thing that Lalo is pointing out that's really cool is that once Unify has loaded a plugin, we're able to keep the assets of that plugin. So when you choose other patches, it loads really quickly, even if it's multiple patches of it. Yeah, we got to talk about Uniscream 2021. Do you guys want to do a library of stuff? We should do something. If you want to start making samples and then like get them to me by the 14th, 15th, I'll make some samples. I'll make some scary content. See if we can get some scary textures. There's this one pad such great stuff. Light rains, just thunder. Yeah. Oh, Odin. That was it. Love this. That's so cool. I love additive synthesis for this type of stuff. Is that Loom? Sounds like Loom. Fun stuff. Okay, well, I'm gonna call it quits here, guys. Thank you for joining for the live stream. It's been fun. It's always fun when we have new synths and plugins and all sorts of things to look at. The Ghoulie Nation. I like that. I like that. That's fun. That's so cool. It's a great sound. That's worth the library all by itself in my books. Layer that with strings doing things. Yeah, Jason. Nice job, my friend. Okay, so to wrap up, Chill GTR Phrases Volume 1. It's available for one more day at $39. If you own it already, just re-download it from the website. Or I think I put in the latest newsletter the link to just download it from the Dropbox, unzip it, install. It will update and give you all the new patches and work just like it's supposed to, and everything is good. Yeah, thank you guys. So that is going on. Planet Pluck coming later this month. Dystopian Reigns is available right now. I'll put into the chat the links to Baby Audio's TAIP and Super VHS. Both of those are really, really cool for drums and all sorts of, I mean, you need that kind of stuff in production for taking things and personalizing them out. Oh, we're getting our shout outs. You guys are already on top of it. Shout out from wherever you are. Shout out from Portland, Oregon. It's kind of nice and sunny here today. Really nice. We finally got rain last week. It was so nice. Should have played Dystopian Rains while it rained. From Orlando, Camino Island, Ken, good to see you as always. It's so fun. Some of you guys, I've seen your names for years. It's an honor to be in this business partnership making sounds for you guys. So big shout out to Big E. I need to see you. I haven't seen you in a while. We got to get up to date. From BXL, cool. Santa Clara, good to see you, Richard. Philip in Ottawa, Canada. Yves in France. Ian, hi UK. Good to see you, man. Denmark, San Diego, San Francisco. Michael. Man, so many of you guys are incredible business partners. I consider us all business partners. You work with me and buy my libraries. We are in a partnership because I'm coming along with you on your musical adventures, and I appreciate so many of you guys stick around. So it's wonderful. Ooh, fun on the mod wheel. Hey, always taken in Finland. I want to go to the fjords in Norway and Finland, man. It's so pretty up there. San Diego. Cool, everybody in Canada. From Sweden. I just love how it's such a worldwide, global group of people. You guys are all awesome. So, big hugs. Hug, 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 hug. We will see you next week. And if now that I've got this library done, I think I have time to make a couple videos this week. I actually want to also go up to Mount Rainier. Right now, fall color is beautiful. The fields are this beautiful golden color and stuff. So I hope to go up there. Hey, Vermont. Oh, you got fall color coming really soon. Shout out from Golden for Mark. Good to see you all. Okay. Thanks, guys. I appreciate all of you. All right. I'm out of here. Have a great week. Oh, I'm honored to do what I get to do, and I get to hit record on my little computer and talk to you guys and share, and it's a treat. Love it. So thank you all. Okay? Hands together, head bowed. Wherever you are, have a great creative week, and I appreciate all of you. So see you later.